Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. I am coming to you for an unboxing of something that I'm working on. Um, as many of you may know or may not know, actually, I am interested in quilting. So it's something that I've wanted to do for quite a few years now, but a little bit intimidated by it because I don't know anybody that quilts on a personal level. So I'm kind of on my own with it. Um, a little background, my mom has sewn all of my life. So she made my prom dress, homecoming dresses. Um, she's done many formal dresses. She even made a fur coat before, so a faux fur coat. So the one thing that she does not do is quilt. She doesn't do quilting. She doesn't do alterations. She doesn't sew men's clothes. These are like no goes for her. She's not interested. She doesn't want to do it. So with this quilting venture, I'm literally on my own. It's me and YouTube University. I'm going to go to a class in San Diego that offers, I think they're every first and last Saturday of the month at a church down in San Diego. So I think they have some wisdom for me down there. So I'm not totally on my own. I'm going to reach out to them and um, get some assistance. So, anyway, what I am most intimidated about is cutting because if your measurements are off, it can throw your pattern off for your quilt. So, what I have done is I'm a hunter and a gatherer. So, I've gathered all the things. I've got the Stripology extra large ruler that's supposed to help with cutting. A few years ago, a friend gifted me an AccuQuilt, so I have that with quite a few dies. Uh, I have purchased a, they call it a quilt wall. So I bought some felt squares to make my own quilt wall. I'll show you that real quick. Boom. And the squares just kind of stick on the wall on their own. It's neat. Those have been up for they've been up for about a week and a half, and I keep coming home from work, coming in here, checking on them, hoping that they're still up, and they are still up. So, but anyway, we're gonna make this a short video. There's a company, since I'm afraid of cutting initially. There's a company that makes pre-cut. There are companies that make pre-cut quilt kits, and I purchased one. Thought I'd utilize that as kind of my first real quilt. I've made several attempts, but they don't look like they're supposed to look. So I've been working on this one for a few years, and I haven't gotten very far. I have a bunch of these panels, but they're not lined up and all that other stuff. So I'm gonna finish this eventually. Um, they're the pre-cut charm packs. That's what they're called when they're the squares, the smaller squares. They're charm packs. So I bought those and started sewing them together, but kind of guessing, am I doing the right thing? Am I not doing the right thing? All of that. So I thought I'd put this aside for now and purchase one of those pre-cut quilt kits and try my hand at that. And again, YouTube University, and go see those ladies to get some of their wisdom and let it soak in on me. But anyway, I digress. Another thing I did, okay, so to let you in on the quilt world, you sewing the quilt top is not just it, right? You can sew the quilt top together, and then the centerpiece and the binding and the back piece. You can sew all that together, right? But to actually quilt it is the stitching that holds it together. And the stitching can be very intricate, it can be very basic. Depends on what you'd like to do. But typically, you need a specialized machine called a long arm to actually do the quilting. Well, I'm a hunter and a gatherer, right? And I like electronics. So there's something called the long arm kits or the long arm machines are super expensive, and they come. You have to have a frame to put the quilt on and all of that. Super expensive. We ain't trying to do all that because we don't know what we're doing yet. So they do have what's called a cutie breeze frame for domestic machines, which are, sewing machines that are intended for quilting, but they have a longer throat. The throat is like the space in the middle of the machine. So let me see if I can lift it. I have my machine down here. One moment, please. Here's my machine. So this is the throat space, right? The throat space needs to be for this Cutie Breeze, I believe is 8 inches, 8 or 9 inches. My throat space is only, I think it's just at 7 inches. But they say you can work with it with this size machine. It's just not optimal. You're not going to get the best results. You're going to have to work a little harder. You hear my chair squeaking? You're going to have to work a little harder. So we know I want another machine for the quilting purpose of it. So in the meantime, during the holidays, there was a sale on the Cutie Breeze frame. The Cutie Breeze frame, excuse me, it's by a company called Grace. There was a sale on the frame, and then there's something called Quilt Motion X, and the QMX is the automation, and it like connects to the frame and it does the stitching. And you can, I believe, it's pre-programmed with a certain number of stitching, but you can also purchase other stitch designs. So I got one. So if you send your quilt out to get quilted per se, to get that stitching and connected and all that other stuff, that's for us novices that don't know a lot. It's expensive. And so you imagine you have this hobby that you want to do, but to complete your quilt, you have and make it finished to a design that you like, you have to spend all this extra money. I don't like putting people in the middle of my progress like that. So I did what I did, and yeah. So I just need another machine. I'm gonna work on that. It'll be a minute, but I have that, and I got it at a good price. And I'll get the other machine. I think once I get a couple quilts under my belt, and I know that this is something that I'm really, really gonna do. Um, I'll get the other machine once I'm more skilled at it. But for now, I'll work with what I have, and the other machine will be more so for the long arm, for the quilting portion of it, and maybe not so much for the everyday just sewing and doing the quilt tops, sewing those together. So anyway, I digress. Let's take a look at what I ordered, which is from a company called My Fabric Addiction. It's a pre-cut quilt kit, and this pattern is called Bloom Core. It comes beautifully packaged, by the way. Look at this. That's the design of the quilt on the packaging. It's in this cute box, and you open the box up. Isn't that cute? You open the box up. Look at that. There's the name of the company and everything. You probably can't see that because it's probably reversed. But what happens at a quilt retreat stays at a quilt retreat. And it gives you the name of the design, which is Bloom Cross with Bloom Core. My Fabric Addiction Pre-Cut Quilts Exclusive Fabrics. So I have another story about my glasses, but I'll tell that in a minute. I got jacked again by the puppy, but anyway. So I wanted to open this for the first time with you guys. So here we go. So it comes packaged in plastic. And again, this is what the quilt's going to look like. It comes with the quilt top fabric, excuse me, and it comes with the binding also, which is the edging around the quilt. So if you look at the back of it, those are the pre-cut pieces. And then I didn't realize that quilts have patterns. So it comes with the pattern, I believe. So this must be the binding here, this long strip. So anyway, let's open this dealie up. So this is going to be a throw. It's going to be 63 by 72 inches. And tells you how many yards that there are. And I guess in the event that you want to make one on your own and mimic the actual pattern, it gives you all that information. It tells you to read all the instructions from the beginning. And this is, again, in the event that you're making your own without using their fabric. Gives you instructions. It gives you the assembly instructions. I guess that's for once you sew all the blocks together. And finish it. It gives you directions on how to finish it. So I'm so excited. Again, I'm okay. And I guess these are the templates for the actual pieces. So the pattern per se, just like if you sew, there's a pattern. So and it gives you the different colors to keep your pieces organized, or the different, labels to keep them organized. So excited. SEW excited. I'm a nerd. So, but I'm a cool ass nerd. But I'm still a nerd. I've never had a hobby. I've always wanted to do this. I'm at an age where anxiety's done its deal. Life is happening, and I need something to make me chill and help me relax and focus on something other than the things I shouldn't be focused on. So I thought I'd share this with you guys. Hopefully, you'll join me in my updates. And if you want to learn with me, learn with me, and I'll give you tips. You give me tips. My machine I bought on Amazon. No, I didn't. I bought a machine on Amazon a couple of years ago, 3 years ago. And then that machine, it didn't come, it was damaged in transit. So I got the actual machine from a quilt store down in San Diego. And then I ended up gifting that machine to my mom, and got the one that I have now. It's the same machine, but the color's different. Don't judge me. So, yeah, so my machine, I researched it. It's Janome 4120 QDC. I like it. I don't have much to compare it to, but I like it. It sews very well from the quilting squares that I put together previously. So it works for me. But I'm going to be using that machine. I have, I think, everything that's necessary. I like just having all the bells and whistles, and I get that from my mom and watching my mom and mom have all of her professional things as she sews. So for me, it's like, ooh, I need a wool pressing pad. Ooh, I need this. Ooh, I need that. When in reality, I don't need it. Our grandmothers and great grandmothers and ancestors did not have all that stuff when they started quilting. As my husband says, you need a needle and thread because that's what they used back in the day. So, but my goal is to make a quilt for my kids and pass that down to them so that when I'm gone from this earth one day, they'll have something from their mom to hold on to. I've always had that desire to leave them that. Um, I love them and I want them to be able to feel the warmth of their mother's love with something handmade. And I appreciate gifts of the heart, handmade gifts of the heart. So that's my goal. Make my babies a quilt. They're adult babies, but to make my babies a quilt. So and make my grandson one too. So um, something he can hold on to and remember his Mimi by one day. So anyway, that's it. Thank you for listening. If you have any tips for me, like I said, shoot them at me. I'm not an expert at recording. I have this little microphone my husband gave me, threw that on, and ready, set, go. So I'm going to say a lot. I look away from the camera a lot, but I'll get better. Stick with me. I'll get better. All right. You guys have a great weekend. It's a holiday weekend, so hopefully you're off on Monday and get to enjoy the day off, the weekend, 3-day weekend. And I'll catch up with you soon. I'll make another video once I get started. All right. Take care.